विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम वरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नुतशौर्यरमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्धराक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। सर्वेभ्यः सुप्रभातम्। अद्यतन पंचांगं मार्च 27 प्लवनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे शिशिर ऋतौ फाल्गुन मासे कृष्णपक्षे दशमी तिथिः, again as per Eastern time, East Coast Eastern time zone, till 8:34 a.m. followed by Ekadashi. Sthira Bhanuvasarah, I didn't update that. Shravanam Nakshatram till almost 2:54 a.m. followed by Dhanishta Nakshatram. Shiva Yoga till 10:46 a.m. followed by Siddha Yoga. Vishti Karanam, again typo there, Vishti Karanam till 8:34 a.m. coinciding with the Tithi, followed by Bhavakaranam till 7:38 p.m. followed by Balavakaranam till almost 6:45 a.m. tomorrow morning, followed by Kaulavakaranam. Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. So we continued with the 65th Sarga, where Vishwamitra did his final most intense tapas. Finally, where all Trilokaha, they were lighting with the fire that was coming out of his tapas shakti, his own tejas, and also because of the dhuma that was coming out of his murdhni, his crown of the head, the Triloka, the sun seemed like Nishprabhataha, Bhaskaro Nishprabhataha, he said. So Nishprabha. There was no light in sun. The sun was totally covered, so much of fog and all. And we saw how that can happen. Just by doing little kumbhak, we can observe for ourselves all the reactions that can happen in our body. And if so, for great rishis who can do so much of tapas, to what extent they can be producing the effects into the atmosphere around. So finally, with that, what happened was when all the gods came, tata suraganas sarve pitamaha purogamaha vishwamitram mahatmanam madhuram vakyam abravit brahmarshe swagatam te stu. Finally, he got the title addressed to him that he wanted. Finally, brahmarshe swagatam te astu tapasasma sutoshitaha. We are all very happy with your tapas. Brahmanyam tapasagrana praptavanasi kaushika. You have obtained your Brahmanyam that you wanted, that you sought for. Finally, you obtained it. So that's where we, and then Dirghamayuschati Brahman dadami samarudganaha Swasti prapnuhi bhadram te gaccha saumya yatha sukham. So good, you get the best, all the best. Now you may leave back to your home. Is the kind of instructions that Brahma and all gods gave him. So we are continuing from there. Brahmanyam yadime praptam.
Brahmanyam yadime praptam.
Dirghamayus tathaivacha.
Dirghamayus tathaivacha.
Omkarascha vashatkaro.
Omkarascha vashatkaro.
Vedascha varayantumam.
Vedascha varayantumam.
So when God said, "Oh Brahmarshi," and all of that, he is replying, or rather confirming with some more details that he really obtained it. So Brahmanyam yadime praptam. If at all I have obtained Brahmanyam and Dirghamayus tathaivacha, and the long lifespan that you gave me, then Omkaraha Vashatkaraha Vedascha Mam Varayantu. Then Varayantu means let them come to me. Varayantu ityukte. So may I obtain that varam? Mam Varayantu ityukte. Swataha eva ayantu means let that knowledge strike in me automatically. I mean, without any more efforts of my reading, research, and all. Let the entire Vedas, all the Vashatkaraha and the Omkaraha, let all of that come to me automatically. Just for understanding what is Omkaraha. Brahma Vidya Sadhanam is Omkara. Omkara is the tool by which the entire Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of the entire world, of the universe, the ultimate knowledge, Brahma Vidya, ultimate knowledge. To obtain that, Omkara is the sadhanam. Omkaraha Brahma Vidya sadhanam. Then Vashatkaraha. Vashatkaraha is Yajna Rupa Brahma Kritya sadhanam. In order to obtain that Brahma Vidya, there are other activities that you have to do. So Yajna Rupa Brahma Krityam. Brahma Krityam is whatever activities that you have to do for your Brahma, call it Brahma Yoga or Brahma Karyam, Brahma Yajnam. We say Brahma Yajnam also, right? In order to do Brahma Yajnam, whatever is that form of activities, Yajna Rupa Brahma Kritya Sadhanam, everything to do with that is Vashatkaraha. Vedastu Purva Para Vibhagena Brahma Kritya Jnanapekshita Anga Upanga Samasta Parikara Pratipadakaha. So entire thing of Purva Apara, both the old knowledge and the later knowledge, old and later. Purva Apara Vibhagena, which means Purva Kanda, Uttarakanda, or Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, whichever way you want to classify them. But Vedas is about in entirety knowledge to do with Brahmakritya Jnana Apekshita. Whatever knowledge is expected for that ultimate Brahma Tattvam related Jnanam. Brahmakritya Jnana Apekshita Anga Sanga Upanga we say, right? So Anga Upangaha. We read Shad Vedangaha and then their Upangas also we read. In the very beginning, the very first chapter, we have seen that entire Vidya structure, the Vaidika Vidya structure we have studied, the hierarchy of various courses, various branches. So all of that is Anga Upanga. Samasta Parikara Pratipadakaha. Everything that proposes, all the tools that propose this knowledge, that present this knowledge in entirety of Purva Apara Brahmakritya Jnanam is Vedaha. So let this Omkaraha, which is to do with Brahma Vidya Sadhanam, and Vashatkaraha, which are the Yajna, Brahma Yajnartham, whatever are the activities to be done, and in entirety knowledge Vedaha. let all of them come and, come to me automatically. If you really have titled me Brahmarshi. And so he is trying to confirm that this is what I mean by Brahmashitvam. Kshatra Veda Vidam Sreshtho.
Parikara Shabdasya ka artha.
Parikaram is devices, tools.
Devices.
Karanam iti yadasti. Karayati iti parikara. Pari is paritaha.
Oh.
So all those karanani, all the tools, devices that are required to obtain this Brahma Kritya Jnanam, to do with Purva Apara, is in entirety is that which propose it. Pratipadakaha tad jnanam vedaha iti. So Kshatra Veda Vidam Sreshtho.
Kshatra Veda Vidam Sreshtho.
Brahma Veda Vidam api.
Brahma Veda Vidam api.
Brahmaputro Vasishtho Mam.
Brahmaputro Vasishtho Mam.
Evam Vadatu Devataha.
Evam Vadatu Devataha.
So his competition originally, this entire effort and aspiration started because of the encounter that he had with Vasishtha. When he realized Vasishtha, what power he has, how is he so capable and cool, while I had to exert so much of effort with my astras and shastras and exhaust them and still lose. So that's where his goal was. So now, even though Brahma himself, along with all the gods, have come and conferred the title called Brahmarshi to him, he's wanting Vasishtha to certify. Certify as in, he wants Vasishtha also to accept, and he should call me Brahmarshi. So he's saying, Kshatra Veda Vidam Sreshtha, meaning whoever Dhanurveda Dhanurvedadi Jnatrunam, means whoever are into Kshatra Veda. So like himself, Vishwamitra, who was a Kshatra Veda Vidaha. Vidaha is one who knows of Kshatra Veda. Kshatra Veda is all the Kshatriya related activities, which is Dhanurveda, primarily Dhanurveda branch. So by the stalwarts of Kshatra Veda, Brahma Veda Vidamopi, by all the stalwarts of the research, intellectual knowledge, Brahma, ultimate sciences, if we can call it. Brahma Veda Vidam api. And he's saying, Brahma Putraha Vasishtaha. So let all these scholars, whoever are the ultimate scholars of those days, let all of them, including and especially Vasishtaha, He Devataha, O gods, may all of them also, Mam Evam Vadatu, let them also call me as Brahmarshi. Not just you guys. Make sure that everybody recognizes my Brahmarshitvam. All this effort that I have spent, if you just give me a degree, that is not sufficient. It is not for hanging it on my wall. I want everybody to know and address me so. That is what he is confirming. Vishwamitra is confirming here. Brahmaputraha Vasishtaha api mam evam vadatu devataha. May he say so. May he call me so. So what? So as what? So as Brahmarshi. Yadyayam paramah kamaha.
Yadyayam paramah kamaha.
Kruto yantu surashabhaha.
Kruto yantu surashabhaha.
Tatah prasadito devair.
Tatah prasadito devai.
Vasishto japatam varaha.
Vashishto japatam varaha.
Sakhyam chakara brahmarshihi.
Sakhyam chakara brahmarshihi.
Evamastwiti chabravit.
Evamastwiti chabravit.
Evamastwiti chabravit. So, yadi ayam paramaha, he is continuing. Devata, he is addressing them, right? So, oh gods, if you really I mean, if I really obtain that Brahmanyam, then may all these knowledge tools, all these knowledge devices or knowledge branches, that all that knowledge strike and sit in my brain automatically without any more effort that for me to be put in by me. And also let all the scholars of this Vedas, Kshatriya Veda and Brahma Veda, and especially Brahmaputra Vasishtha, call me, address all me always as Brahmarshi or accept me as Brahmarshi. And yadi ayam paramaha kamaha kritaha, if you all promise and are certified that this ultimate wish is fulfilled, kritaha, paramaha kamaha kritaha, yadi ayam paramaha, if this ultimate desire of me is fulfilled, kritaha, Sarashabhaha yantu, O best of gods, may you now leave, you can go back. So he's letting them go after confirming the promise. Tataha, after that, prasaditaha, devaihi prasaditaha, vasishtaha, japatam varaha, sakhyam chakara. Prasaditaha, prasadam given to. So one who obtained the prasada is prasaditaha. Yaha patati, saha patitaha. Yam patati, tad patitaha. So if I read a book, that book is read by me. If I am given prasada, then I am prasaditaha. So Vishwamitra is prasaditaha, devaihi prasaditaha, and japatam varaha vasishtaha, the best of the japis, one who do japa, japatam varaha, best of all those who do japa, Vasishtha. Both of them sakhyam chakara. They have, established friendship again. Brahmarshihi evam astu iti cha abravit. So when all gods and all have come, Vasishtha also came there, of course. And so Vasishtha has agreed. Evam astu. Because Vishwamitra asked, evam vadatu. From Vasishto evam vadatu. So Vasishtha said, astu, evam astu. Okay. So shall you be called Brahmarshi hereafter. Evam astu iti cha abravit. He responded. So Brahmarshitvam na sandehaha.
Brahmarshitvam na sandehaha.
Sarvam sampatsyate tava.
Sarvam sampatsyate tava.
Ityuktva devataschapi.
Ityuktva devataschapi.
Sarva jagmar yathagatam.
Sarva jagmur yada yathagatam.
So Devas, because he asked Devas to leave now, if your promise is true. So they are saying, Brahmarshitvam na sandehaha. Brahmarshihi tvam na sandehaha. Hey, don't worry, no doubt you are Brahmarshi. So they have certified, they have reconfirmed the title to him. Na sandehaha. Sarvam sampatsyate tava. Whatever you have asked for, Omkaraha, Vashatkaraha, Vedaha, and recognition by all the existing rishis, the Varas, Sreshtaha of Kshetra Veda Vidaha and Brahma Veda Vidaha, Vasishtaha, all of them will also recognize you. And so all of that, Sarvam Sampatsyate, all of them will automatically treasure you. Sampat Bhavati, it is Sampatsyate in future tense. So all of that will treasure you, which means all of that will be yours. Iti yuktva, thus saying thus, devatas chapi, sarvaha devataha api, jagmuhu, they left, yatha agatam, just as they have appeared, so have they disappeared, they left. Vishwamitropi dharmatma,
Vishwamitropi dharmatma,
labdhva brahmanyamuttamam,
labdhva brahmanyamuttamam,
brahmarshim pujayamasa,
brahmarshim pujayamasa,
vasishtham japatam varam,
vasishtham japatam varam,
krutakamo mahim sarvam,
krutakamo mahim sarvam,
chachara tapasis sthitaha.
Chachara tapasi sthitaha.
So after all gods have left, as they have come, Vishwamitraha api dharmatma, the dharmatma Vishwamitra also, labdhva brahmanyam uttamam, having obtained that uttama brahmanyam, the title that it's not just the title, that eligibility or that state of brahmanyam, having obtained, brahmarshim vasishtham japatam varam pujayamasa. So now see the difference. Initially it seemed like he was fighting with him. He was competing with him. He was actually literally fighting, physically fighting, right? In fact, warring with him, a quarrel with him. But now that he obtained that brahmanyam and Vasishtha is in front of him, all gods have left. Vasishtha is now the only person in front of him. He didn't fight with him anymore or started, talking about, you know what, man, even I am now Brahmarshi. Not like that. Brahmarshim Vasishtham Japatam Varam Pujayamasa. He did puja to Vasishtha. So, that is the greatness here of our people. So, Pujayamasa. So, what is it? Brahmarshita Praptyanantara Tapas Sadhana. Okay. So, Pujayamasa ityarthaha. What does it mean? Brahmarshita Prapti Anantara Tapas Sadhanaun Mukha Mukhya Sampadanena Krutarthaha Ataha Asmi Bhavata Iti Pujayamasa. So, I have obtained this Brahmarshitvam Bhavata because of you. Because you inspired me to obtain this Brahmanyam, this Brahmarshitvam. So I obtained. And so with gratitude in a way, not out of competition, with gratitude and thankfulness to Vasishtha, Vishwamitra did puja of Vasishtha. So then, that scene is over. Then the next line says, Krutakamaha, having one who has fulfilled his desire. Now, Mahim Sarvam Chachara, he again continued his world tour. Mahim, the entire earth. Chachara means he moved around. That means he traveled the entire earth again. If you remember, the whole thing started when he was traveling all the worlds, the entire country or the entire world. When he was traveling, he happened to come to take rest at Vasishtha's ashrama, and that's where the whole thing started, if you remember. So from there, now he is continuing his world tour again. However, the difference is previously he was in that Kshatriya Varna, where whatever he wants, he thinks as a Kshatriya, he has authority of everything, or he has the ownership of everything. Government owns everything in a way, right? Even though privately, individually we might own, ultimately the ownership is Rashtra ownership, government owns it. So also he was in that Kshatriya state then. But now, tapasis sthitaha. And that is very, very important quality for us also. Tapasi sthitaha sarvam mahim chachara. So we say, right, even in the Shikshavali also, when in the Snatakotsava, the Guru says, Swadhyayanna pramaditavyam. Don't stop your studies and practices. Study and teach. Swadhyaya abhyasanam cha. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Don't ever stop your studies and teaching whatever you learn to others, which is what we are doing here, for example, right? So also, Vishwamitra also continued the tapas state. It's not that, now I am done, no more. Probably I studied database administration, compiler construction, some subjects like that, computer graphics, which I don't use anymore because those are professional studies. But unlike that, Veda and all this, we have to continuously study. In fact, I am attending another course by great Swamiji in Sanskritam every Friday evening. Sadhana Panchakam. There are 5 slokas composed by Shankaracharya. They're called sadhana panchakam, 5 shlokas of sadhanas, but they are in Shardula Vikridata Chandas. So each line has 2 halves in a way after the Yatisthanam. So in the 4 padas, 8 halves, 8 fives, 40. 40, call it instructions, call it steps, call it, to-do list is given as sadhana for a sadhaka. The very first line of the sadhana panchakam starts, Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Vedaha nityam adhiyatam. May we keep studying. Adhinam is study and imbibe it. I mean, digest it, not just read, glance the book and read. That is pathanam. Pathanam is chanting and reading. But adhiyanam, adhina is it is under your control, or it is under you. But that is adhinam. So Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Let Vedas be with you always. And then then the next half is second step. That is the first step. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Taduditam karma svanushthiyatam is the second thing. Hey, don't just stop with studying, but anushtanam api karotu. Continue the anushtanam. Taduditam. Whatever Veda has told you, whatever Veda prescribes, please continue those activities, all the prescribed jobs, duties, activities from the Vedas. That is the second instruction. So, Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya's summarized first step of the 40 steps composed in 5 shlokas called Sadhana Panchakam. So also, and because that is essentially what is coming from Shikshavalli as this part of Snatakotsava. And so, Vishwamitra also, tapasis hitaha. He is continuing the tapas state, even though he has obtained Brahmarshitvam and he finished his physical, literal tapas of, all that Vayu, Abhanjanan and Anuchvasan. Those were the 2 main activities he did, right? And Gharme Panchatape, and Shishire Salilasthai, and Varshe Cha Akasham Samshrayaha. Right? So all of that was physical tapas. But now continues the tapas, state of tapas. Tapas is sthita, remained in that tapas state and continued his world tour. That's what it means.
Sampachate dhatu is sama plus apnu, ap. Sampachate.
Patati.
Sama plus pata.
Samyak patati, sampatti. Tasya bhavishyat-kala sampatsyate.
Astu.
Evam tvanena brahmanyam.
Evam tvanena brahmanyam.
Praptam Rama Mahatmana.
Praptam Rama Mahatmana.
Esha Rama Munisreshta.
Esha Rama Munisreshta.
Esha Vigrahavan Stapaha.
Esha Vigrahavam Stapaha.
So Shatananda finally has concluded the story of Vishwamitra, because he started the story by saying, Rama, do you know how great this Vishwamitra is, with whom you are moving? You probably have not, you may know how great, you may know that he's great, but how great is he? What is his story? What is his history? Do you know? You do not know. So I'm telling you. That's how we started telling the story of Vishwamitra, right? And so he's now concluding saying, Evam tu anena brahmanyam praptam. Thus, Rama, by this Mahatma Vishwamitra, brahmanyam was obtained. Eshaha munisreshtaha. Rama, oh Rama, he is the best of munis, With such great person you are moving. Realize that. Not that you do not know, but I am, out of my own gratitude, my own devotion for him, I am telling you this. Eshaha Munisreshtaha and Eshaha Vigrahavan Tapaha. If you see in Valmiki Ramayanam, the first Vigrahavan usage, in fact, is used for Vishwamitra himself. Much later in the Aranyakanda, Marichi uses it, telling to Ravana that Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. So there Rama is described as Vigrahavan Dharmaha, a manifestation of Dharma. And here Vishwamitra is described by Shatananda as Vigrahavan Tapaha. If anyone can draw a role model, a posture, a manifestation of tapas, how should be, what is the ultimate tapas? I mean, is there any ultimate tapasvi? Then it will be, that is manifested, that is molded as Vishwamitra. Eshaha Vigrahavan Tapaha. And then he continues, Esha Dharma Paro Nityam.
Esha Dharma Paro Nityam.
Viryasyaisha Parayanam.
Viryasyesha Parayanam.
Eva Mukva Mahateja.
Eva Muktva Mahateja.
Viraramadvijottamaha.
Viraramadvijottamaha.
So, Eshaha Dharma Paraha is beyond Dharma. He has exceeded beyond Dharma. Eshaha Dharma Paraha Nityam. Nityam Viryasya Eshaha Parayanam. The Viryasya, Parakramasya. See, he's originally Kshatriya also. So that Kshatra Balam, that Viryam also, of that he is Parayanam. He is the ultimate destiny. Parayanam, the other end of the Ayanam, the other end of the journey, which means ultimate destination. He is the ultimate goal of Virya. Viryasya Eshaha Parayanam Nityam Dharma Paraha. Evam Uktva. Having told this entire story and concluded with these adjectives of Vishwamitra, Dvijottamaha Mahatejaha Virarama. Who is this Dvijottama here?
Shatananda.
Shatananda.
Shatananda. So Shatananda Virarama. He stopped his narration of the story. He took a break. Shatananda vacha shrutva.
Shatanandavacha Shrutva
Rama Lakshmana Sannidhau.
Rama Lakshmana Sannidhau
Janaka Pranjalir Vakyam.
Janakah Pranjalir Vakyam
Uvacha Kushikatmajam.
Uvacha Kushikamatmajam.
So Shatananda vacha shrutva. Janaka also probably knew, but having heard in this detailed story of by Shatananda of Vishwamitra, Rama Lakshmana Sannidhau, in front of Rama Lakshmana or in the company of Rama Lakshmana there, Janakaha Pranjalihi Vakyam Kushikatmajam Uvacha. Janaka said this to Vishwamitra Kushikatmaja in Pranjali Mutra. Because now that he knows about Vishwamitra so much in detail, Dhanyosmya Grihitosmi.
Dhanyosmya Anigruhitosmi.
Yasya me Munipungava.
Yasya me Munipungava.
Yajnavam Munipungava. It's Sambodhana. Yasya me Munipungava.
Yasya me Munipungava.
Yajnam Kakutstha Sahitaha.
Yajnam Kakustha Sahitaha.
Praptavanasi Dharmika.
Praptavanasi Dharmika.
Pavitoham Tvaya Brahman.
Pavitoham Tvaya Brahman.
Darshanena Mahamuni.
Darshanena Mahamune.
So Janaka is in this Pranjali Mudra talking this to Vishwamitra. Dhanyaha Asmi. Hare, I am so grateful, Vishwamitra. Such a great person you are, and you have come. Aha, Dhanyosmi. Anugrihitosmi. I'm blessed by you. Dhanyosmi anugrihitosmi. Why? Yasya me Munipungava. Yasya me yajnam. Because to my yajnavatam, to my yajnam, kakutstha sahitaha, along with kakutstha, which is Rama and Lakshmana, praptavanasi, dharmika, O dharmika, O Munipungava, because you came along with Rama and Lakshmana, who are the descendants of kakutstha, you have come to my yajnam. So I am dhanyaha, I am anugrihitaha. And he is continuing to say, pavitaha aham tvaya brahman. Pavitaha is pavanam kritavan or pavanam praptavanaham. Yaha pavanam gatavan saha pavitaha. Literal meaning is pavakaha is fire. Literal meaning. And we studied that, right? Fire is to purify, is to clean, is to transform us from one material state to the next abstract state. So metaphorical meaning is pavanam is purifying. So I am purified now. I am pristine now. I am impeccable now because of your arrival to my yajna. Pavitoham tvaya, by you. I am cleansed by you. I am purified by you. Pavitoham tvaya brahman darshanena mahamuni. O Mahamuni, by your darshana, I am purified. I am clarified. I am clear. I am pristine now. And so on. Guna bahuvidah praptah.
Guna bahuvidah praptah.
Tava sandarshananmaya.
Tava sandarshananmaya.
Vistarena chate brahman.
Vistarena chate brahman.
Kirtyamanam mahattapaha.
Kirtyamanam mahattapaha.
Sutam maya mahatejaha.
Kritam maya mahatejaha.
Ramena cha mahatmana.
Ramena cha mahatmana.
Sadasyaihi prapya cha sadaha.
Sadasyaihi prapya cha sadaha.
Sutaste bahavo gunaha.
Sutaste bahavo gunan.
Gunaha.
Gunaha.
So he is continuing his, in a way, praise, stotra of Vishwamitra. Bahuvidaha gunaha tava praptaha. Bahuvidaha gunaha praptaha tava sandarshanat maya. I have obtained, or I was obtained. This passive voice is karmani prayoga is katinam. So I have obtained several types of gunas by your darshana, by your sandarshana. By your arriving here itself, I have obtained all those qualities of you. I could realize those qualities of you. Vistarena cha te brahman kirtyamanam mahattapaha. I've also heard in the detailed elaboration by Shatananda of the mahat tapaha, of the great tapas, kirtyamanam, that has been glorified across the world. Kirtyamanam, that great tapas that was glorified across the world, and that was elaborated in detail by Shatananda ji just now. I also Shrutam Maya, I have heard that now. Mahatejaha Ramena cha Mahatmana. Also, all that tapas that you have done at Siddhashrama with the help of Rama. Ramena, Mahatmana Ramena, Tritiya Vibhakti. So, by Rama, that means with the help of Rama. Whatever you have done with the help of Rama, that great tapas at the Siddhashrama, I've heard of that also. And Sadasyaihi Prapyacha Sadaha Shutaha Te Bhavo Gunaha. Also, by this narration of Satananda, all these Sadasyas are participants, members of this yajna. We say Sadasyam. Sadasyam means all the participants of that yajna, together they do or they perform or they present their Veda Jnanam. So Sadasya is member or participant. So Sadasyaihi, not only Maya Shrutam, not only heard by me, It's also heard by all the Sadasyas also. Sadasyaihi Shrutaha Prapya cha Sadaha Bahavo Gunaha. By you having come to this Sadas, Sat is the Yajna. Sadaha is the Dvivachanam, the Dvitiya Bhakti, Bahuvachanam. So by coming to our Sadas, you have let us all also enlightened with all the great efforts of your tapas and the outstanding qualities that you have obtained, which are role model. In a way, you have set role model for all of us, is how he is praising, Janaka is praising Vishwamitra. Aprameyam tapastubhyam.
Aprameyam tapastubhyam.
Aprameyam chate balam.
Aprameyam chate
Not
balam.
audible.
Aprameya gunaschaiva.
Aprameya gunaschaiva.
Nityam te kushikatmaja.
Nityam te kushikatmaja.
Who is that? Prajna?
Yes, Pokaji.
Good morning. Very good to hear it after a long time.
Thank you, Shubhodaya.
So, aprameyam tapaha tubhyam. Your tapas is aprameya. Aprameya, there is no measure, immeasurable tapas. Aprameyam chate balam, and your strength is also immeasurable, uncomparable. Aprameyaha gunaha, all of your qualities, your attributes are also uncomparable. Aprameyaha gunaschaiva nityam, not only today, forever, for always, your qualities, your strength, your tapas is uncomparable. Kushikatmaja. And trupti rascharya bhutanam.
Truptirashcharya bhutanam
Kathanam nasti me vibho.
kathanam nasti me vibho.
Karmakalo munisreshtha.
Karmakalo munisreshtha.
Kshamatam, munisreshtha. Karmakalo munisreshtha.
Karmakalo munisreshtha.
Lambate ravimandalam.
Lambate ravimandalam.
People are so time conscious, right? We are so conscious of time. And so we say Kalaha is another form of Brahma, is another form of the God, ultimate God, we say, right? Because that is ultimate. Kalo duritakramaha. We can never go beyond time. We have to run in with time. So, karma kalaha. So he's saying, before that he's saying, Ascharya bhutanam kathanam me truptihi nasti vibho. He's saying, listening to all those wonderful, delighting stories, listening to them, there is no trupti. I'm not satisfied still. I want to listen more, essentially. That is the way he's praising. I'm still not sufficiently satisfied listening to those wonderful stories of your excellence, right? Na vibho, nasti me vibho. However, karma kalaha, it's evening, it's late in the evening now, and so it's time for our sayam sandhya, etc. So karma kalaha, nisreshtha, lambate ravi mandalam. Beautiful, what do you call it? A poetic or linguistic way of saying Ravi Mandalam Lambate. Sun is going to set now. He's going to set. So that is how beautifully said. Ravi Mandala is going to extend, or he's going beyond it. He's elongating it, which means it is time for sunset, which means we have to go for Sayam Sandhya. And so, unfortunately, even though I'm not fully satisfied with listening to your stories, that means even though I want to listen more, but it's time for Sayam Sandhya. And so we all have to leave. How beautifully, how politely, yet elegantly taking excuse to leave. We should learn these beautiful ways of saying it. How also he's saying, don't mistake me. Shah prabhate mahatejah
श्वः प्रभाते महातेजः
drashtumarhasi mam punaha
द्रष्टुमर्हसि
मां पुनः
मां पुनः
punaha swagatam tapatam sreshtha
स्वागतं तपतां श्रेष्ठ
mam anujñatumarhasi.
माम् अनुज्ञातमर्हसि.
So he's saying, okay, so yeah, unfortunately we have to leave now for our evening karma kalaha. However, shvaha prabhate, tomorrow early morning, mahatejaha, o mahateja, mam punaha drashtum arhasi. You can come meet me tomorrow morning again. I'm leaving now, but you can come meet me tomorrow morning. Swagatam, oh, you are welcome to come meet me tomorrow morning and see the beauty. If you remember, how was Vasishtha addressed always? What is the adjective given to Vasishtha? Anyone remembers? Over and over, the same adjective was applied for Vasishtha. You remember, sir?
Mahateja, Mahatapa,
No, Mahatapa, Mahateja is
Muni.
common.
Munipungava.
Munipungava is also a common address. Even Vishwamitra was addressed as Munipungava.
Brahmarshi. No.
Japatam Varaha.
Japatam Vara.
That was the most unique adjective given to Vasishtha always. The best of all Japis. I mean, he would have done ultimate billions of, whatever is the mantra, etc. that he does. So Japatam Varaha, Japatam Sreshtha is Vasishtha. And here Valmiki is utilizing Tapatam Sreshtha for Vishwamitra. So just as Japatam Varaha is Vasishtha, Tapatam Varaha is Vishwamitra. That's their strengths. That's their excellence in. One is excellent in Japa, the other one is excellent in Tapa. Japa, Tapa all go together, right? They have to be always there together. And so Japatam Varaha Vasishtha, Tapatam Sreshtha Vishwamitra. And so he's addressing him as Tapatam Sreshtha Swagatam and Mam Anujñatum Arhasi. May you, thoda ajna dijiye mujhe, we say it in Hindi also. Ajna dijiye so that I may leave now. May you order me to may you let me go. May you let me leave. Is expressed as Ajñatum Arhasi. Ajna dijiye. Thoda ajna dijiye abhi main jaun. That's how we say in Hindi also, right? It's exactly the same usage. Mam Anujñatum Arhasi. May you please order me to leave. You right? So there is a long bhashyam here. I just thought I'll bold it and see if we can get some detail of. Atra Viveki Shiromani Janakasya Samasta Karma Kanda Phalabhuta Mahatma Katha Virama Prarthanaya Adha Shrama Visishta Rama Chirakala Sthitya Sahishnutvam Suchitam Tena Ramasya Sukumara Atishaya Suchitaha. This bhashya is from Shiromani Bhashya. And we said Shiromani Bhashya is more a devotional, Dvaita Bhashya. So they see Rama, from everything they try to praise Rama. So what they are saying is, Atra, what the point to note is, so long Rama was just listening, right? Sahishnutvam, the patience, Chirakala Sthitya, of standing and listening to the detailed story of Vishwamitra told to him. By that patience that Rama expressed, by the patience that Rama demonstrated, his Sukumaratvam, Sukumara Atishaya, his the best politeness of Rama is demonstrated here. Is a bhashyam that is told, but essentially not related to the shloka, but Bhashyakara wrote that here. Eva Mukto Munivaraha.
Eva Mukto Munivaraha.
Prashasya Purusharshambham
Prashasya Purushashabham
Visasarjashu Janakam
Visasajjasu Janakam
Pritam Pritamanastada.
Pritam Pritamanastada.
Evamuktaha Munivaraha. Thus, thus being told thus, the Munivara Vishwamitra, Prashasya, having also sort of praised, Prashasya, praise, in a way it comes from there. Prashasya Purusharshabham, Purusharshabha is Janaka, the king of all men, Purusharshabham. Visasarjuhu, Visasarjuhu is Visarjanam, that means go back, leave from where you are going back. Visasarjuhu, Ashu, immediately, Janakam, he left Janaka alone, and Vishwamitra, after praising Janaka also in return, he left. Pritam Janakam, he left the pleased Janaka, Pritamana Hatada, he also being pleased at heart. Then he left. But there is one qualification given here. Tada Janaka Prarthana Kali evam anena prakarena uktaha Munivaraha Pritamanaha Vishwamitraha Purusharshabham Purushashreshtham Pritam Janakam Prashasya Atha Visasarja. Okay, I think I didn't put the other qualification there. What they said is Ashu, by saying Ashu, what it so Ashu is immediately. But what does it mean? Ashu ityanena griham gatva kada imam katham varnaishyami ityabhilashita atishayah suchitah. By saying Ashu in the previous sloka, I think I pasted the bhashyam in the next sloka. But by saying Ashu there, Visasarja Ashu, Janakam, means Ashu, that eagerness, in that immediate instant eagerness is about iti anena gruhangatva. By saying Ashu there, what it means is Janaka was abhilashati shayah suchitaha. Janaka's eagerness was expressed there. Of what? Of gruhangatva, by going back home. Kada imam katham varnaishyami. When will I go back and tell the story at home? And this happens to all of us, right? Whatever we hear, let's say we go to a burger, we hear a great Bauddhik. When we come back home, we want to tell the great things that we have learned that day in that Bauddhik. Or we read a book, or we went to a webinar, whatever. Anything that we learn outside, and if we are excited about it, we always want to share it with our beloved ones. Right? That eagerness is expressed here as Ashu, is what the Bhashyakara is saying here. Eva Mukva Mani Sreshtham
Evam
Muni Sreshtam
Vaideho Mithiladhipaha
Vaideho Mithiladhipaha
Pradakshinam Chakarashu
Pradakshinam Chakarasu
Sopadhyaya Sabandhavaha.
Sopadhyaya Sabandhavaha.
So, Evamutva, by saying thus, Munisreshtham Vaideha Mithiladhipaha Pradakshinam Chakara. If you remember, we also said one of the samskara is doing Pradakshina to anything that we revere, to anything that we treat, consider as divine, great. We do Pradakshina to it. One more time expressed. Even Vaideha, Mithiladhipaha, Janakaha. Also, Munisreshtham Pradakshinam Chakara. He also did Pradakshina of Munisreshtham. Before you leave, you do Pradakshina and leave. So, Pradakshinam Chakara. Ashu. That Ashu is explained here as to what is the Ashu? That he wants to go back home and when that eagerness to re-narrate the entire story, all that greatness that he has learned of Vishwamitra, and that Vishwamitra has come with Rama and Lakshmana to his yajna, to his city. And so he did Chakara, Pradakshinam Chakara, Sopadhyaya Sabandhavaha. Sa Upadhyaya, along with all his Upadhyayas, which is all his scholars, and Sabandhavaha, also with his relatives. Along with all of them have done Pradakshina of Vishwamitra Munisreshta. Vishwamitropi Dharmatma,
Vishwamitropi Dharmatma,
Ramassa Lakshmanaha,
Saramassa Lakshmanaha,
Swavatamabhichakrama,
Swavatamabhichakrama,
Pujyamano Maharshibhihi.
Ujyamano Maharshibihi.
So Vishwamitra also, Api means also. Vishwamitra also, Dharmatma Vishwamitra also, Sa Ramaha, Sa Lakshmanaha, along with Rama, along with Lakshmana, Swavatam, back to his own quarters. He was given some dorm or quarter there. So Swavatam Abhichakrama, he started to move, go back to his assigned quarters. Pujyamanaha Maharshibhihi, while being, given all the services of worship by all Maharshis. Ityarshe
Ityarshe
Srimad Ramayane
Srimad Ramayane
Valmikiye
Valmikiye
Adikavye
Adikavye
Balakande
Balakande
Panchashashtitamah Sargah.
Panchashashtitamah Sargah.
Bhoga Mahodaya, very special thanks. You are in Hyderabad, still you are conducting this class. You are very committed and we really, really appreciate that. This is, you're really, really committed. And I can't express now my thanks properly, but you are really,
Anyosmi anugrahitosmi.
yeah. It is very rare to see such a big commitment, that's very rare people. And you are one of those rare persons. Thank you. Thanks again.
Yeah. Good. We completed 65th Sarga also, 66th next Saturday, and then 67th on the Ramanavami the following Saturday. Good. So finally, this completes almost 10 or 11 Sargas of Vishwamitra story. How many Sargas has it come to? I will send an assignment. So now if each one of you can write whatever short or elaborate of your reflection of Vishwamitra as a role model. Why is Vishwamitra so great? If we think he had so many weaknesses and drawbacks, then why is he considered great? And now an equivalent of Vasishtha. Write your understanding, your own feeling. And as much as possible, quote original shloka references.
Oh, that's a big.
Let's
Okay.
check. So if anyone can conclude the Shanti Mantra, then we will stop the recording.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhavag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Namaste.
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 Namaste, Bhukaji.